Welcome to Archer Back, Level 1. We are beginning on our backs. You can stamp the feet into the mat, or you can just have your legs spread flat in Shavasana, arms as well. That's cool. We're going to go into bridge pose and enter a floor-based sequence to just target the lower back, some shoulders, some chest, but really a lot of lower back, somewhat mid-back work. So you can learn how to not only arch your back, but control the contraction of your muscles. Of course, never ignore your breath and never ignore the rhythm of your breath. You do want to maintain and satisfy your internal organs through synchronized breathing. So I want you to try something out for me. This is completely optional, but this will help your physical practice. With each exhale, contract your belly button towards your spine, but it's not a hard contraction. Very soft, like a friendly meetup. And with that, each exhale, contract your anus muscles. So it's like you're sending your awareness to your pelvic floor, and those pelvis muscles, you are slightly contracting them. Really funny, as if you're holding in some farts or something like that. You're trying to hold it in. That's really what it feels like. Not hard, not strong, nothing strenuous. So as we begin our bridge sequence, I want to show you something. With a block underneath your lower back, it's much easier to lift the hips up on the exhale and set them down on the inhale. Or you can have your hands by your sides on the thighs, and as you set your hips down, or I should say your glutes, because it's really your glutes touching the block. Once you set your glutes down, it can tap it and then lift up. Exhale, inhale, tap. That's for those who have their lower back on the block. Now, if you choose to lay flat on the mat, no block, set your knees, set your feet, set your hands, set your arms, and your upper back for bridge pose. Shoulder blades walk in together, and let's get ready. On your next exhale, lift up, bridge, push the arms into the mat. Inhale, set the glutes down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Inhale, tap the glutes down. Exhale, lift. Remember muscular contraction. Inhale, tap down. Exhale, contract your anus muscles. Inhale, tap down. Exhale, contract belly button to the spine. Inhale, tap down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Inhale, just the lower back and the glutes, set down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, set down. Press your hands into the mat. Fingers spread. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, slowly set your glutes down. Grab onto the thighs so you can lift up onto your elbows. And now you're sitting yourself up like you're watching TV, knees are bent, feet stamped like you're about to get up from the bed, but you don't. Legs spread out in front of you, toes point forward, feet are together. Elbows underneath the shoulders somewhat. Make sure you have enough wiggle room for your arms so that your back is not squeezed, but you're just lifting up on your elbows comfortably. This is an easy fish pose. You can look forward, you can look up, but as you begin to bend back with your head, please lift up in your shoulders, in your chest, in your heart area. If you ever feel any strain in the elbows, you might need to separate them. So walk the elbows out a little bit, making sure they are underneath your shoulders and not too far out to the edges of the mat. Grab your thighs again, bend your knees, stamp the feet into the mat, and roll back down onto the mat, flat back, entering bridge pose again. Arms by your sides, on the thighs, on the hips, comfortably somewhere. Shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. And exhale, lift the hips again. Inhale, set them down. Exhale, contract. Inhale, set them down. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Please make sure the hips are comfortable. Exhale, lift. Inhale, set down. Exhale, make sure the knees are above the feet. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, set. Exhale, squeeze the core. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, make sure the glutes are not squeezed. Set. Inhale, lift, or exhale, lift. Inhale, set them down. All right. Straighten the legs out in front of you again. Come up into the elbows. Fish pose. Bend the neck a little more for those who can. Maybe you're looking to the back wall, but please point the toes forward. You're gonna feel a good stretch in the front body as you do this. Release fish pose. Come to sit on the glutes completely. The legs are still straight in front of you. Lifting up your torso using the hands behind you. Now step the right foot over to the left, to the outside of the left thigh. Left arm is behind you, hand planted to help you sit up straighter. And you're twisting over to the left where that right foot is heading. If you want, you can stay here with the left leg straight or bend the left knee so that the left foot comes close to the right hip underneath the right leg. You can see me as I do this. This means the right hip is going to lift a little bit if you bent that left knee. If this happens, sit on the block, lower level, or just practice lowering consciously and action-wise, lowering your right hip so that both glutes or hip points are on the mat, and twist to the left. Right elbow can bend to the inside of the right thigh. You can grab that right knee, hug it. And when you're ready, go ahead and twist to the other side. Keep the legs as they are. If you need to straighten the left leg in front of you, do so, but keep that right foot stamped to the outside of the left thigh and twisting to the right this time. Straighten the left leg in front of you. Set yourself up so that the right foot slides on top of the left thigh in figure 4. Come back on the elbows as if you're about to enter fish pose. Bend the left knee so that the left foot is stamped. Easy fish with the figure 4 legs. Or you can place the hands into the mat a few inches behind you and lift your hips up into reverse tabletop with the figure 4 right leg, right ankle on top of the left thigh, I should say. For here, please make sure the left knee is above the left foot and lift your hips as high as they can go. You want to make a board or a plank with really from the chin to the left knee. It's like a straight line as best as you can make it. Looking up or looking back. And when you're ready to release, first the hips. Lowering down all the way until you find yourself with legs straight in front of you into fish pose. Easy fish again. Elbows underneath the shoulders, toes point forward. And as the toes point forward, some of you can bend your head back a little more. Contract your anus muscles, contract your belly button with each exhale, and you're going to feel a good stretch in the front. I'm sure you do. Release. Come sitting on your glutes again, torso lifted up high. Right leg is in front of you this time. Left foot comes to the outside of the right leg. Same thing we did on the other side. Grabbing, going to that left foot with the left hand, twisting to the left. Or you can bend the right knee so that the right heel comes close to the left hip. Sit on the block if you need some assistance. Right hand is behind you somewhere, maybe next to you, depending on the build of your shoulders and the length of your arms. But we're all twisting to the right this time. Whenever twists are involved, your core muscles are involved, not the shoulders, not so much the neck, not so much your gaze. Really give most of the attention to the core. And when you're ready, counter twist. Keep the legs as they are, whatever position they're in, and just twist to the left. Releasing the twist, but keeping your left ankle foot on top of the right thigh, setting up for figure 4 easy fish or reverse tabletop. Hands behind you or elbows behind you, entering fish pose. If the hands are behind you, entering reverse tabletop, as I'm doing here. Lifting up my hips, my left foot is in figure 4, my right knee is above my right foot as I check and I begin to lift my hips and bend up and back with my gaze. Belly button contracts. Muscular contractions actually help you lift your pelvis floor and your hips even more. As you release, first the hips. Maybe you're still looking up. Maybe your neck is now relaxed as you look forward. We're all dropping slowly down back into easy fish pose. So we're all have our legs straight on the mat, toes pointing forward, elbows underneath the shoulders, and I'm bending my head back even more. Contract your muscles. And when you're ready to release fish pose, simply lower back on the mat. Find your way to come flat on the mat again. Bend your knees, feet stamp into the mat. We're coming back into bridge pose. We're gonna amp it up a bit. Interlace your fingers, palms up to the ceiling, arms extended. Lift the hips up into bridge pose. Make sure your knees are okay. Left ankle on top of the right thigh. Set it down, hips lower, inhale. Exhale, lift up. You can do regular bridge if you want. Right ankle on top of the left thigh, figure four. Right foot down. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift up. Keep the arms extended up the whole time. Left ankle on top of the right thigh. Set it down. Lower the hips. Keep them lifted. Right ankle on top. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Set the foot down. Inhale, set the hips down. Exhale, lift up, bridge pose. Left ankle on top, figure four in bridge. Left foot down. Inhale, set the hips down, slight lower back bend. Exhale, lift the hips up. Right foot on top, left thigh. Set it down. Inhale, lower. Exhale, contract the core and the hips up. Left foot on top of right thigh. Set it down. Inhale, lower the hips. Exhale, lift up and bridge. Right foot on left thigh. Set it down. Lower, inhale. Exhale, lift the hips. Again, left on right thigh, figure four. Set the foot down. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze your core, lift up. Right ankle on left thigh. Set the foot down. Inhale, lower your hips. Release the interlacing of the fingers. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Lift up onto the elbows. Easy fish pose. Point the toes forward. Bend the head back a little more. And as you do this, some of you are going to feel a good stretch in the lower back. A good, really, engagement in that lower back, just above the glutes as you enter fish. After fish pose, go ahead and sit on the glutes again. Left leg forward. Right foot steps to the outside of the left leg, but this time lower the knee towards the thigh so the right heel comes close to the left hip. Set a block underneath that right thigh if you need to. Look at me as I do this. This is a half cow face stretch. Sitting up tall, grabbing onto the ground with your fingers. As you sit up, arms extend forward on the ground, fingers spread. Begin to walk yourself forward, the torso forward. As you do this, please make sure the left toes point up and fold. With each exhale, you're walking slowly towards your toes. Eventually, you round your spine if you cannot go anymore. Eventually, you let the forehead just hang towards the left leg if you cannot go anymore. You can even set your hips up onto blocks or padding. That makes this stretch easier. Releasing the torso, but keeping the legs. Twisting to the right. Left hand can grab onto the right knee, maybe the right side of the left leg. You can grab onto that. Or your left hand can grab onto the right side of the left foot, as I'm doing here, twisting to the right. Right hand can come behind the ear if you'd like, or it can stay to your lower back. Release that twist. Come on, leaning back. Keep the legs as they are, but lean back onto the elbows. Easy fish with half cow face leg. Left toes point forward, or reverse tabletop with your half cow face leg. So you're going to lift the hips up in reverse tabletop, left knee above left foot directly, but your right thigh is squeezing on top of the left thigh. so that the right toes can point down as I'm doing. So it's like crossing your legs at the thigh area if you're lifting up. Eventually, for those who are in reverse tabletop, release slowly, keeping your head lifted up, maybe looking forward for those who feel it more comfortable. Releasing back into easy fish, toes point forward. This time, go ahead and sit up. Left foot comes to the outside of the right thigh. Right leg is straight, right toes pointed up. Half cow face with the left leg. Sit the torso up, arms extend down and forward, fingers spread on the mat, and begin to walk yourself forward. You're going to feel a good deep stretch in the outer left thigh, hip area. Set a block underneath your left thigh if you need that. But push forward. Push forward with each exhale a little more. Contract your belly button and your anus sphincter muscles as you push forward. Locking and contracting those two areas helps you to enter deeper in any pose, or I should say most poses, especially those that require a torso contraction or a torso extension. Lock those muscular contractions and you will feel yourself going deeper. Lift up, twist to the left. So same thing we did on the right side. Keep the legs as they are. Right hand to the left side of the right foot, if it wants, or the left side of that right leg somewhere. Left fingertips behind your ears, the left ear as you twist to the left. The elbow is not going to point out and up wide. It's not going to do that because the spine is kind of going against the left leg. If you want to twist a little more to the left, that right arm is also stopping yourself from opening up, so you don't want to open up too much. Unfurl, unwind, keep the legs as they are. Lean back on the elbows, easy fish pose. Point the right toes forward, or keep the shape of the legs and lift up into reverse tabletop, pressing the palms in the mat behind you a couple inches, fingers spread, lift the hips up. Adjust your knees and your feet, really the right leg, the knee and the foot, to make sure nothing is pulled out of place as you lift the hips up. And that left thigh is tightening kind of above that right thigh so the left toes can point down. For those in reverse tabletop, go ahead and lower down. If you're in fish pose, remain in fish pose. Coming down, now we're all in easy fish, elbows underneath our shoulders, toes pointing forward, leaning up or back with the head. Slide the right foot up the left thigh, bend the left knee so the left foot can plant into the mat. It's not a deep bend, just about 45 degrees underneath that knee. Right foot on top of the left knee, still in easy fish pose. How does that feel? Release both feet. This time slide the left foot up the leg towards the right knee. Bend your right knee so only the right foot is stamped into the mat, but not a deep knee bend. You can watch me here to see how deep it is. Just about a 45-degree angle bend. Lean up or back with your head. Shoulder blades squeeze towards each other as you do this. Release. Release the toes, release your head back, and go ahead and wiggle out your back so that your neck is at rest. Adjust your hair, adjust your clothes, get some water, but you are doing excellent here. Now that we're all flat on our backs, I'm going to show you 3 levels of our next sequence, which is for the core. Arms go up, palms face forward, fingers spread. First level, you can lift knee by knee. So each exhale, lift the knee towards the hands, set the foot down, inhale. Exhale, lift the knee towards the hands, set the foot down, inhale. If you feel this level is for you, this is your level for work. Second level, set the feet down. Arms will reach back on the inhale. On the exhale, opposite hand to opposite knee as I'm doing here. Inhale, feet down, arms reach back, but they hover. Exhale, opposite hand to opposite knee. So left hand to the right knee, right hand to the left knee. On the inhale, you extend. Exhale, contract, hand to knee. Previous versions were easy. Here's another one for your level 2. Lift the feet so that the calves are parallel to the mat. Inhale, left foot down, right arm reaches back. Exhale, bring them back together. Inhale, right foot down, left arm reaches back. Exhale, bring it back together. So you can watch me as I do this so you can get a good feel for your body and a good visualization of what it looks like for this second level. If this is okay, this is yours. Moving on to the third level, reach the feet up, arms point up. The feet are flat against the imaginary ceiling. As you inhale, reach the feet down, pointing them towards the front at an angle. Arms reach behind you at an angle. Exhale, point the toes back towards the fingers. Bring them together. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Now choose your level and come with me. Inhale, extend. Toes point forward. Arms reach back. Exhale, bring them back together. They don't have to touch. Inhale. Now, the level that you're doing, whatever your inhale looks like, flow. Exhale, whatever level you're doing, whatever your exhale looks like, flow. Inhale, what I'm doing, I'm reaching the feet forward, arms back. Exhale, what I'm doing is contracting, bringing my limbs together. They don't have to touch. Inhale, be slow and be gentle. Exhale, squeeze your core. This is what I was talking about muscular contraction in the belly button. Inhale, find your extension. Exhale, find your contraction. Go deeper. Inhale, extend your limbs. Exhale, bring them back together. Inhale, point the toes forward or do what you do for your inhale. And exhale, feel a squeeze in the core. Release, release, release. We're finished. Bend the knees. Pull them towards your chest. Release your core, tension in the shoulders, and facial expressions. Because releasing physical tension helps you to further release mental tension, helps you to further release emotional baggage, helps you to understand any spiritual weight. Release the feet down to the ground, open the knees, recline butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees can open out. Setting the knees on top of the blocks if you like. Or you may come into reclined butterfly in easy fish pose. So same thing with the fish with your elbows underneath your shoulders, leaning back. It's just your feet are in butterfly. Knees open wide. If this is okay, try it out. Really push the heart up as the glutes kind of push back towards the spine. This helps you to engage your core even more. Upon releasing, come on up wherever you are and bring the right shin leg area parallel to the front of the mat as best as it can come. And your left knee will point out to the left. You see my left foot behind me? It's kind of angling so that it's parallel to the side of the mat. So I'm making a 90-degree angle with my hips here. My right foot, the bottom of it, is pointing to the left wall, and I begin to lean down towards my right leg. When I can't go anymore, I lift back up and I twist to the right as best as I can, moving with my fingers. I come back center forward, legs are still as they are, and I begin to fold forward, folding forward until my chest eventually reaches my right leg. If this is a little bit too much for you today, you can definitely come back into butterfly position and just lower the knees down over time, setting them on top of blocks if you like. Releasing this pose and just simply swiveling your legs so that they come to the right now. The left shin is parallel to the front. The right knee is pointing to the right. Right foot is behind me. I'm angling my hips so that I'm making 90-degree angles. I lift myself up, fingertips pressing to the back next to my sides, and I begin to walk forward so my heart can descend towards my leg. And when my thigh, really my left thigh says, ooh, 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 I reach back up, twist to the left. Small, simple twist. Again, I'm using my fingertips to walk me. You want a guide, not just a mental guide through intention, but physical guides. Your fingers are supports. Your blocks are supports. Use them. Turn forward and lean forward again. So much so that your heart descends towards your leg as best as it can. If your knee ever feels any pull, make sure the bottom of the left foot is flexed. I should say the ankle is flexed and the bottom of that left foot is facing the right wall. If you have to sit on padding or sit your glutes on a couple blocks, please do so. That's okay. Release yourself from the stretch and shake it out. Legs straighten in front of you. Shaking out the toes, the feet, the ankles, the knees, the thighs. Hands prop up behind you. You can come with me or you can lay flat on the back from here. If you're coming with me, spread the feet wide, a little wider than about the mat, maybe at the edges of the mat here. Lift your hips up. Arms are long. And if you'd like, you can widen the feet a little more. Toes point up and hips lift up so much that you come into a reverse plank. Head lifted. Head looking back maybe. The point of this is to stamp the heels of the feet into the ground so that you lift the hips up even more. And then when you're ready, release. Lower the hips down, grab the backs of the thighs and lower slowly onto your back until the neck is at rest, the back is at rest. Pull the feet up into happy baby, or grab the ankles, or grab your calves, or grab either the back of the thighs or the back of the knees and stretch your knees down. I really want that to happen. Your legs should be stretching down. You can grab the bottoms of the feet if your arms and your shoulders and your hips feel stretchy and comfortable. You can even give yourself a rock side to side. If you're coming with me, stay in happy baby or set the right foot down. Grab the left foot with the left hand, pulling the knee closer and have happy baby. Right arm stretches out to the right on the ground. If you did that on the right side, do it on the left. Pull your right foot up into happy baby and then set the left foot down. Pulling that right foot down, knee comes close to the armpit. Left arm stretch out to the side, rest. So it's just the right side of the body working just a little bit. For those in a half happy baby, release. For those in full happy baby, release. Let the feet plant into the mat and then foot by foot, torso limb by limb, stretch out. Let the feet be a little wide. Let the arms reach out wide. Shoulder blades might be flat. They might walk towards each other slightly. It depends on you, because this is our final pose for this practice. Inch by inch, organ by organ, limb by limb, relax tension. The contractions that we were practicing with the belly button and the anal sphincter muscles, relax your hips. Breathe normally. Doesn't have to be deep unless you are willing to go into a meditation here, which means no sleeping, stay consciously awake. The fingers, they can curl. Try not to open them. Let them just fall by the wayside. Toes as well. Shoulders relax. All of those twists and folds and hip lifts have definitely aided your lower and mid spine. In mind, body, and spirit. Ashe, Ashe, it is done. Ashe.